Hey guys, it's Bro You Whack, and it's been a hot minute since the Overwatch community can all collectively agree on a certain amount of heroes that can honestly help any player climb in ranked. Every season, people make claims of what could be the best heroes next season, including your boy, but none have been more obvious than in Season 2 and Overwatch 2, to where I want to make a video talking about those heroes that could give you the best chance to win in competitive. Finally getting into the Season 2 group of heroes, the first hero up that will honestly give you the best advantage in Season 2 is somebody that everybody has been talking about for the past couple weeks, and that hero is Sojourn. This hero is the Brigitte of this GOATS meta. Like, you remember how dominant Brigitte was in the summer of 2018, where literally every single comp required a Brigitte, and if you didn't, you were basically at a clear disadvantage? That's how Sojourn is in Season 2. And even after Blizzard gave Sojourn the little itty-bitty nerfs going into Season 2, she is still as dominant as ever, to the point where she is quite literally influencing the meta around us. You see, the biggest problem with Sojourn is that she has the capability of getting such quick and fast and easy kills with such little downside. You see, Widowmaker, she can get quick and fast and easy kills, but she has to stand still and somewhat far away. Hanzo, well, Hanzo's just Hanzo. I've been complaining about him for 6 years now, but Sojourn, there is little to no downside to using any of her abilities when trying to unlock her true potential. See, all you gotta do is get a couple of body shots on the tank, get that charge up to 100, and then shoot one of the squishies a couple of times, whether it's in the head or in the body, and if you get them down to half health, just railgun shot them. And that is the secret sauce to Sojourn's recipe. Compared to other rifle heroes like an Ashe or a Soldier or a Hanzo, well, I guess Hanzo's a opponent ever, but compared to these other DPS heroes, you have to get the headshots to unlock the true power. But when it comes to Sojourn, that's not necessarily true. You can, and that makes her even more overpowered, but as long as you're getting your railgun shots off the tank charge up to 100 and getting a couple of body shots and squishy and then sniping them, and if you even have a Mercy, which makes it 10 times easier to get those insta kills, then that is what makes her the most dominant hero right now, because she is so easy to play and so easy to perform with. And that's just her forms of damage. Her abilities enhance her performance even more, where her electric slide closes the distance from you and the enemy that normally you would experience fall off damage from railgun shot, but now you no longer experience that. Plus her electric ball that does copious amounts of damage, but also slows down the enemy, which just allows you to get easier body shots, whether it's with your primary or your secondary fire. And for her ultimate, I mean, we don't even really need to talk about her ultimate. This is just what she typically does in a normal team fight, turned up to 11 way faster. In between her shots getting charged up, you just shoot on the body and then you railgun them. Shoot in the body, then you railgun them. Out of all the years that I made these videos for, when talking about heroes that can make the solo queue experience a little bit better when it comes to playing a hero that only requires you and your skill, Sojourn is the hero that out of all of them is the easiest to perform with. But she's not the only hero that you can play in Season 2, because truth be told, you still need to play a second DPS hero. And with these videos, I always talk about 2 DPS heroes, 1 tank and 1 support. So the other DPS hero, if you want to have some sort of respect for yourself, is Tracer. Tracer on her own is a great hero. I mean, she was already somewhat good in Season 1. She was just overshadowed by Sojourn and Genji to the point where you can play Tracer, especially on push maps where you gotta get to the point faster. But why play Tracer when you can play Sojourn and Genji? But now in Season 2, with Genji out of the picture and Sojourn being as dominant as ever, not only does this open up a spot for Tracer, but she can also try to contest the Sojourn. But again, this is why Sojourn's so dominant. Even against the Tracer, Sojourn can still insta-kill her. With such high mobility and skinnier frame, making her a lot harder of a shot. I'm not saying it's impossible, obviously, but a lot harder of a shot to hit compared to other DPS heroes like a Hanzo, a Reaper, a Soldier, a Junkrat, heroes like that you might see in the season. A Tracer can really flank the back line, which is where Sojourn's going to be at, and contest her. And that's the idea of Overwatch that not a lot of people really realize, is the idea of just putting pressure on somebody that is truly forming your team. And when it comes to Tracer, all that you really gotta do is either get in the face of Sojourn to the point where she's having to spin around and around and around trying to keep up with your blinks, or do it from a safe distance from like 10 or 5 meters away, because she can still get the same amount of damage whether she's 1 inch away or 10 inches away, and just try to be a nuisance and distraction there with the idea of trying to kill her. So while Tracer is a solid hero to play in Season 2, she's not only not the best DPS hero, that still goes to Sojourn, and there's still aspects about Tracer that if you don't have any hours on Tracer, that she shouldn't be somebody that you just pick up and play in Season 2. Sojourn, on the other hand, she is a hero that you could truly just pick up and play and do well with. I'm experiencing that firsthand. And that idea of somebody that you can honestly just pick up and play and do well with feeds into one of the best tanks to play in Season 2. And ladies and gentlemen, we have been hearing about this hero overtaking the meta, and this hero is gonna be Roadhog. I want to be the first one to say, I know Doomfist is normally good, and before you comment down below, but bro, you whack, Doomfist is broken, why'd you say Roadhog's also good too, and there's many reasons why I'm suggesting Roadhog to be one of, if not the best tank to play in Season 2. When it comes to promoting the best tank to play, I want to promote the hero that is a lot easier to grasp, which is clearly Roadhog, that could still be super effective in your day-to-day play. In my experience, and what I've also been seeing too, is when people just pick Doomfist because they hear, oh, Doomfist is broken, I'm gonna play him, they still get creamed, because Doomfist is not, like, he's not a brainless hero. Even though tons of people would disagree with that, he can still easily put himself in situations that if he doesn't manage his cooldowns, which is exactly what happens with new Doomfist players, then he's gonna get easily farmed. Compared to someone like Roadhog that only has almost 300 more health, but he has a healing ability that helps negate the feeding aspect of a terrible tank player, along with the ability that is called his hook that grants you one-shot hook combo that is so easy to learn to the point where my 5-year-old sister can do it, and I don't even have a sister, makes him one of, if not the best tank to play in Season 2, along with this Doomfist meta that is slowly sprouting, because if anybody is going to try to counter Doomfist, and if you're not a good Doomfist player, Roadhog can try to contest him, because now in Overwatch 2, it's 5v5. You can only play one tank, and if I want my tank player that doesn't have any hours on Doomfist and any hours on Hog, well, I want him playing Hog because he can either just hook the Doomfist or just ignore the Doomfist and go and hook the Mercy that's in the back line, because that was exactly what was happening at the end of Season 1. He would just ignore who's ever in front of him, whether it's a Rhine or an Orisa or a Sigma, and just move forward, see the Mercy like, okay, I'm killing you, and do that. It's kind of crazy how that's an option for Roadhog, just to ignore who's ever in front of him and just do something like that. Look, I know people are going to see that Roadhog pick and not even hear me say that Doomfist is still a great take. No, like, if you're a good Doomfist main, or even if you have a couple hours in Doomfist, keep playing Doomfist because he's annoyingly good. That's what I'll say. But we kind of saw the same thing happen with Sombra, where we all thought she was annoyingly good at the beginning, and we just kind of figured her out. And I feel like that might happen with Doomfist, but knowing Blizzard, once they come back from Christmas, they're probably going to rebalance Doomfist and make him complete trash afterward. But if you want to try to counter him, and you're not that good of a Doomfist, then play Roadhog. Especially if you have this support on your team, which I'm deeming to be the best support here to play in Season 2, and that is Kiriko. Did you think I was going to say Mercy? I almost said Mercy. Hey, I mean, you gotta play 2 support heroes, so if you want to pick a second support hero to play in this meta, Mercy wouldn't be a terrible option because she can blue beam pocket the Sojourn, which does grant her an insta-kill ability on squishies whenever she railgun headshots them now. But when it comes to Kiriko, she provides so much value on so many different occasions. As a healer, she is very easy to control when it comes to spam heals at any distance, which is very valuable compared to someone like Moira, who you gotta be like in sniffing distance of, or Ana, where you gotta be accurate with. Kiriko has the best of both worlds right there. For her DPS, even though this is the hardest part about her, if you don't want to do DPS, which you still try to practice and still do, but if you're getting 20k heals with Kiriko, then nobody's gonna be complaining if you're only getting 3 headshots a couple of times. Her Swift Step allows you to escape sticky situations, which as a support character is invaluable, but it's her cleansing grenade. This is the aspect that really makes her suitable in this meta, because if you have a Roadhog, an easy counter there is to anti them. So an easy way to counter an anti-Hog is to just cleanse your Roadhog. And I didn't say this when talking about Roadhog because I didn't want to spoil the support hero, but that's the reason why Roadhog is so good in this current meta, because there is finally an answer to Ana's anti-grenade. Beforehand, you wouldn't play as Zarya and Roadhog in Overwatch 1 because you needed a main tank and an off tank, but now you only have one tank, and if you have an answer for the anti-grenade, well, then Roadhog's not countered. Not to mention Kitsune Rush is just a great ultimate for everybody. If a Roadhog wants to push in, if a Soldier wants to shoot, if a Soldier wants to ult, or if you just as Krigo want to go ham and throw some kunai. And those are some of the best heroes to play in Season 2, but like I say with all these videos, these are not the only heroes that you should play, because the best hero for you to play is the hero that you're gonna be best with. You might not be the best Tracer, but you could be a godly Symmetra, and if you're winning games, then that's all that matters. When I make these videos, I only suggest these heroes for people that are struggling in Season 2, or maybe looking to play more heroes. And so if you don't want to play these heroes, that's totally okay. Just a suggestion. But anyway, guys, I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. More Overwatch 2 videos to come, and bye.